I'm Kim Addonizio, and I'm here to tell you about my class for five things that I have learned about the poem's progress. We're going to talk about how poems move and how they move us. Um, really, well, I'll tell you the five things. The five things are the title, which is first impressions, the beginning. How do you get into the poem? How do you get the reader's attention? How do you seduce or grab the reader? The middle, probably a little more middle, and finally the ending. How do you stick the landing like a gymnast, like an Olympic gymnast, like Simone Biles? Um, and so we're going to talk about everything really, kind of soup to nuts in restaurant speak. And I love thinking about how poems work. I love looking at form and structure. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at some poems and kind of take them apart to see how they work and how they pace themselves and how they take us somewhere new. Um, we don't read poetry, I don't think, to just reconfirm our own assumptions, and we don't write it for that reason either. We write out of our questions, our obsessions, and I think we read out of those things as well. So this is really a class about the craft of that, how to make that happen in a poem, how other writers do it. We're not only going to look at some fine poems, um, we're going to, as I said, we're going to take them apart. I'm going to share a little of my process with you and show you a poem of mine and how I proceeded and how I tried to engineer. Sounds like a dirty word in terms of poetry, but actually I love that word because we're making something, we're building something hopefully beautiful, true and beautiful. And yeah, so I'm going to talk about that as well and again show you a little of my own work. And you should leave with some kind of sense of that you've had a class that has shown you something about how poems work, so you can read them with more of an eye to understanding them. Um, and also, I hope you'll gain a little inspiration for your own work. So please join me. The poem's progress.